Hi, this is Jason with Violator Comics Collectibles coming at you with another comic review. This time we're taking a look at Civil War, Volume 1, Issue number 5. And this is number 5 in the 7-part Civil War series, which ultimately leads up to the death of Captain America. So the first thing we're going to do is take a closer look at the cover, and then we'll do a little bit of a synopsis. Issue number 5 starts out with the Human Torch and Invisible Woman. They're being chased by some Cape Killers from S.H.I.E.L.D. and the Invisible Woman turns Johnny invisible and they fly away from them. Next they show Nighthawk and Stature have joined the Pro Registration Act, and they meet with Happy Hogan, and Happy tells them that Tony wants to welcome them personally. The next part of the comic has Iron Man and Spider-Man fighting. Iron Man tells Spider-Man that he's acting like a lunatic, and Iron Man asks Spider-Man to sit down because he wants him, to talk it out rationally. And Spider-Man is, upset about the Negative Zone prison, and Iron Man says that the Negative Zone prison was just temporary, and that there were, no normal prisons that could hold the superheroes. Iron Man tells Spider-Man that the government really wanted to get rid of all superheroes, and that the Registration Act was the compromise, and Iron Man wants him to think about Mary Jane and what this would do. Spider-Man punches Iron Man through a wall. The Cape Killers from S.H.I.E.L.D. enter the room and blast away at Spider-Man. And Iron Man yells at them to stop. And the bullets break open the glass windows, and Spider-Man is able to escape. Maria Hill tells Iron Man that she's sending the Thunderbolts after Spider-Man. And Iron Man, is pleading with her that he doesn't want her to do that, and he wants to talk to Spider-Man, and Maria denies that and sends a couple of the new Thunderbolts after Spider-Man, and Maria mutters under her breath that she knew that she should have never trusted Spider-Man. So the next part of the comic, we have Spider-Man running through a sewer, and suddenly he's attacked by Jack-O-Lantern and Jester, and the two villains are saying they're not really happy they're working with S.H.I.E.L.D., but they are really enjoying the fact that they're able to beat up Spider-Man, and they start beating the crap out of Spider-Man. And just before they can basically take Spider-Man into custody, bullets blast Jack-O-Lantern and Jester's heads open, and Punisher is on the scene and he rescues Spider-Man. The Human Torch and Invisible Woman arrive at the Captain America's new headquarters. They're in disguises actually as husband and wife that Nick Fury gave them, and they're discussing how Cloak and Dagger got caught by the Pro Registration side, and Captain is angry for every person they gain. They seem to be losing 2 of them. And then suddenly, the Punisher walks into the room and he demands medical attention, and he's holding Spider-Man in his arms. Spider-Man is taken to the infirmary, and Falcon asks Punisher, which side is he on? And the Punisher responds that he's on the pro-registration side, since the anti-registration side is, allowing killers and thieves to join them. Lots of Captain America's members do not want Punisher on their team, and they don't want to be seen as so far gone that they are signing up people like the Punisher. And Captain America tells everybody to be quiet, and he wants to think about if he can let the Punisher join them. And in the shadows, Tigra calls Tony on her cell phone. The next part of the comic has a squad of Cape Killers from S.H.I.E.L.D. Placing Daredevil into custody, and Reed Richards and She-Hulk are also on the scene. And Reed mentions how the public is behind the pro-registration side in the U.S., and so is the U.S. government, and the crime is at an all-time low, and the only people causing problems are the other superheroes in the anti-registration side. Reed wishes he never really got involved, and he is sick that they are using criminals like the Thunderbolts to do different work. Hank Pym is now doped up on antidepressants, and She-Hulk responds that the public opinion would have forced S.H.I.E.L.D. to bring down every single superhero in America if they didn't join that side. And they were sick of 16-year-old kids blowing up buildings, and Reed and Tony Stark gave everybody a future, essentially. So Tony Stark enters, and he is accompanying Daredevil to the Negative Zone prison, and Tony's telling Daredevil that he hates hunting down his friends, but there's really no other option, as the government was going to institute a complete ban on the superheroes, and this Registration Act was the only other option. So Tony basically confides in Daredevil and tells him, the plan is to have 50 teams in 50 different states. So they actually have a superhero team in every single state, licensed and accountable, to the taxpayer. And that's what he believes the next, evolution or the stage of a superhero is, and Tony asks Daredevil to join him and lead one of the 50 teams, and he doesn't say anything. And one of the guards tells Tony that all they found on him was a silver dollar underneath Daredevil's tongue, and gives it to Tony. And then Daredevil comments that Tony now has 31 pieces of silver, and Daredevil says, "Sleep well, Judas." So basically calling Tony out on, saying that he's like a Judas type figure, and he's the cause of the problems. And this is where the issue ends. And it's a really, really good issue. It's starting to build. You're starting to really see the two sides going at it, and the shady stuff they'll do to win. You've got the pro registration side, basically having thieves, criminals, and super villains fight alongside them and help them. And they're just causing some serious problems for the anti-registration side. And it's starting to kind of boil up to a head. So this is a really cool, kind of slower issue, but it's nice that they're building up to the real head and the main ending to the Civil War series. And it's nice to see Punisher join that, because Punisher's one of my favorite superheroes, and I really enjoy this book in the series. So once again, this has been Jason with Violator Comics Collectibles. Any questions or comments, leave in the comment section below. If you like the video, hit the like button, subscribe to our YouTube channel, like us on Facebook, and I'll see you guys next time.